once you get going, you do get a good feel for the car.
The pit lane speed limit is 72 kilometers per hour. The leader has just done a 146.47.
Hopefully, that'll be just getting the replay. Just better be time to check I have to dial a lot of stuff in at the moment. Just getting used to where everything is for us. So I'm sure everyone knows what it's like.
The leader has just done a 146.37.
Playing around with all this stuff for ages before you actually. See how I feel. I thought I'd put it down to high steering wheel, but obviously it doesn't have the steering wheel, it just leaves it there. It doesn't turn it when it's interesting. I'd say high steering wheel? So as we just pretend it's a dashboard. So yeah, so we're going to attempt some basically our it's an app that overrides the force feedback on Iracing and upsamples it so you get up faster, like refresh rate, I suppose. Which is really good. And whether this was just a complete placebo or not, I don't know, but it did make a difference to me, I felt, when I tried it yesterday, so I'm just going to dive into some of the parts that I was, which obviously takes a bit of. So while we're doing that, I think I'll put my screen up the graphic. What else have you got there these days? Okay, that's on, that's it. Let's put up my little overloaders. Hey man, how you doing? You good? Overkill 992. Overkill's good. I think I've made my stream and my Twitch name to JW Sim Racing. I think it's a bit longer. Should have gone something a bit more punchy. Right, so let's do this. Bring up Irffb. Try not to come to chat up, so I can still see it. Do a couple of laps, see if it's clipping. If it's not clipping, turn it up a little bit. If it's clipping, turn it down a little bit. There you go.
There's traffic approaching. Watch your mirrors.
Always appreciate it. quite quickly that I am not very good at this game. But I do try my best. Felt really light, so I reckon I'm going to start it at 25. You won't be able to see speed, I think, but basically it works a bit like Iracing. Max torque and then mid torque. Max torque without. Do you have F1 2020?
Take care, there's a car approaching.
It's a bit of a cheapskate when I sit. And I'm picking up hard drive. So I have to pick and choose ones. Currently, that one is really cut. Mainly because I was racing in VR. They didn't have it. And now I don't know. I do a lot of iRacing, ACC and race room. Time to run as well. That sounds good.
The leader's just done a 145.84.
Should really be practicing for sparring. Just 5 minutes. What is it? 5 minutes. Just that's really good to turn down. The mic is good. Switches sources, that's another one.
Engage the limiter. Box in 270 metres.
Microphone, why are you so quiet? How about now? Can turn it up. I don't know how far up we have to go until it sounds awful. Is that better? If I bring up the monitor, I can hear myself then quickly. Right. Is that a better sound? Doesn't sound too quiet. Maybe it is a little bit. A little better, so a bit more then. Up a bit more. How about now? Or is that too much? Showing's a lot. Oh, showing really loud now. Right. Yeah, it's peeking into the red. Nice, good. Right, there we go. That should be alright. Especially if I start shouting at something, you're going to really hear it. It's not a very good quality mic either, so that doesn't help. What it should do is fade the racing noise as I speak, but it probably isn't doing that at the moment.
There's traffic behind. Watch your mirrors.
Right. Let's try and get Oh, bumpy, bumpy, bumpy. Let's try and get a couple of clean laps in. Anyway, yeah, you were talking about F1 2020. Do you race that, Overkill? Is that something you do a lot? Ooh. I think I'll definitely be quicker in here in GTE car than I am in a GT3 car. We'll see how we do. Or not a GT3, looking at LMP2. I can't remember what car I'm in. A fancy looking GT3 car. I used to like Project Cars. I played a lot of Project Cars on the Xbox. It's one of like the gateway games that got me to buy a PC and go in hunt of other sims, really. Coming from, well, many years ago, playing a lot of racing games, but Forza's and Project Cars, that got me into Iracing, and well, got me into racing again with a wheel in like a community, and then it was a case of, right, now I need to find something that's even better than this. So I built a PC on the cheap and upgraded that a little bit over time, but it's still quite a budget friendly one, or it was when I built it. Prices for parts are really high at the moment, so I think the force feedback might be a little bit too high. I'd definitely say get F1 2. I haven't played a lot of it, like, but if you're into like the career mode and stuff, it's really in depth. Like the My Team thing, you get to sort of get with your drivers and your budget and do your upgrades and stuff. I found that the user interface on PC was just annoying me a little bit because it's obviously designed for a console, so it's designed for joystick inputs or like thumb inputs, and it's not got mouse support, which sounds like a really small thing, but when you're having to push like F8 or F5 to go through menus and up and down and stuff like that, it's just annoying because there's a lot of menus when you're doing the like My Team thing.
Sector 2 is 2.5 off the pace.
Left side.
This feels good driving. Like I say, the game, and the graphics look quite good as well. I didn't play it much online. I don't know if that's your thing or not. I know it's got a big esports thing around it, hasn't it? Oh, we got a massive screen lock. Oh. Oh no, and again, I don't know where we're going to end up.
Watch your speed.
Yeah, we're in a wall. I don't know if that showed up on the stream then. That was awful. What's happened there? Yeah, I think it'd be right if you've got a D-pad on your wheel. But on mine I don't. Mine's it was cheap, to be honest, a cheap sort of custom one that someone sold me. But it does exactly what I need it for, but it hasn't got a D-pad or anything, so I can't scroll through menus on it, which I think made it probably my problem on that. Right, it's come out. What did you say? Was you not logging that? Huh. 0% of samples equipment. Online in Project Cars especially is a bit of a mixed bag, isn't it? It's whenever I used to play on the online stuff on Xbox, it was normally just, well, same as Forza, you just get punted around a lot. So I understand if you used to run a lot of online and then all of a sudden didn't run online. I can quite understand that, to be honest. But then again, it's like that on all bloody... I think every platform's like that at the moment. It's there's always some idiots. Right, has everything calmed down on my end now? Is it? Yeah. Do you play on PC or Xbox out of interest, or PlayStation? Because I found the Xbox one, especially the original Xbox One for Project Cars 2, you can only have a certain amount of cars in it, but when a car loaded into the session, it just like locked everything up for like half a second, and you just get massive lag spikes and stuff, and it really sort of threw it out for me anyway. I did race league. The league was good. The drivers were good fun and clean, but I think the game let it down a bit. Like the game made it difficult to Project Cars made it. Some cars were really good on it, but some cars were awful. But the server crashes and things like that just made it real difficult to keep a consistent sort of level of the league. I think we definitely lost players because of it over time. A lot of us have moved over to PC now and play. We do a lot of our league racing on Assetto Corsa because of the mods and stuff. We can do whatever we want with it, which is quite nice. It sort of allows us to do that. Let's see if I can add on a display capture for the I don't know, add source, add source. Is it going to catch that? Do I have to have it open? Yeah, very loose. So I had, when we did it, I had to spend quite a lot of time setting up cars so they just didn't spin. But like, other cars were really good. It was just some cars that didn't do well. I know that sounds weird, but it's kind of true. Like generally GT3s I think handled okay, and some of the like formula cars were quite good. And then you get in and like something that should have loads of grip and just didn't, or handled weird. But graphically very good, even on sort of like Xbox One, which was definitely running lower than what a PC would. Weather was good. You could have a lot of different. You could have dynamic weather as well. That worked quite well. So it had its plus sides. Okay, so we're still getting no clipping on the force feedback. So I reckon we've got it set at 25, and the lower the number, the stronger it is. So let's go to 20. See what happens. Formula C, I don't remember those ones. Are they sort of the equivalent to like a Formula 3, Formula 2 kind of car? Brakes was always my biggest problem on that game. One of my biggest problems on that game. I could never get them set up. It was either nothing or lock up all the time.
Pit exit's clear.
Admittedly, I didn't have load cells when I was on the Xbox, which I would have quite liked. So that might have contributed to some of it. We might have set that a bit strong. That's quite heavy. Not steering. Sorry, overkill. I will check your comment in a minute. There's too many corners. You don't get long on the straights in this thing either. Yeah, kind of not. Yeah, no. I remember spending hours before, like, we'd do a league race on a Friday, and I'd spend, like, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday getting the car just set up to be able to handle it. Then I'd learn the track, like... Ridiculous, really. You shouldn't take that long. Just so, if anyone else is watching, I stream on a couple of different platforms. I stream on Facebook, YouTube, and Switch, because I'm greedy. So if people are watching on other channels, they might not see your chat. So I try and keep people caught up. We're discussing Project Cars 2. Yeah, it does get a bit like that. When I do, I've got to redo my setup soon. Not soon. I've got to get, basically, we need more room in the house, so I've got to put it all into a shed. So the plan is, I'm going to redo my rig then, sort of a bit more custom setup. And then the chat window that I've got currently on a monitor here is going to go above my
hold your line. Clear right.
Above my main screen. But we're talking of doing... I was chatting to a guy I know that's got... He does audio visual tech, and he was talking about doing a projector setup, so we could almost get like a life-size car around me if we use, say, like 3 projectors or 2 projectors. So we're going to see what happens if we do that. Depending on the cost, obviously, and the input lag. I know there will be some more input lag using projectors, but I think it could be quite fun. And I'm going to turn that into my sort of... It's not going to be a very big shed, so it's going to be quite cramped with the rig in there. I want to put... Oh, Jesus. Put a desk in there and... possibly get a 3D printer as well, so I can make some custom wheels, which would be quite fun. Alright, we need to check one more lap, and we'll check see if this force feedback is clipping on it. It feels a bit heavy. I might actually reduce the force slightly. It probably only feels that heavy on this track because it's so bumpy, but we'll see how it's doing.
10th position.
I've done no setup work to the car or anything, so the car's not driving particularly how I like, but I tend to now try and try and master the setup it's on, and then do the setup building. So I stream probably about 3 or 4 times a week, sometimes more, sometimes less. I've got I've got young family, so I've got a little boy of 3 and a little girl of 5 weeks. So between that and everything, it's quite hard to set a it's quite hard to set a schedule. But I go to bed quite early, so I tend to be on from like 8:30, 9 o'clock, and do some streaming then. But it doesn't always happen. Sometimes I quite often fall asleep putting my little boy to bed. Like lay down on the floor next to him while he falls asleep, and then I fall asleep first. The other day my missus came in, he was sitting upright, and he put the cover on me, and I was snoring away. But so yeah, I try and stream 3 to 4 times a week if I can. Generally do a Friday and a Saturday night, and then maybe a Tuesday and a Wednesday when I was doing a league on a Wednesday, but I'm not. That's finished now. So I try and do a Tuesday where we do our sort of fun league with mates, and then another night of the week maybe. Especially as I can't go to the pub at the moment because it's all on lockdown. But you, do you stream your stuff when you're playing, or? Oh, you said you can't stream racing games because you wreck every time you touch chat. Yeah, that does happen. Quite a bit. I want to race in this as well. The GTE challenge thing. I quite like it. I like the principle of it anyway. I haven't actually raced any of them yet. So we're going to have a quick go on that. Iracing takes like 1,000,000 years to load the sim. Like, you do get spoiled by ACC where it's like click, 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 and you're in. Iracing's like click, wait, click, wait, click, wait. Let's bring this back up because this is going to be got to recalibrate for this car now. Nope, don't want to open it in VR. The VR's getting sold to pay for triples or projectors or whatever way we end up going. I've done a bit of research. What you can do is have basically, I could have a wraparound screen like here, and then 3 projectors, or even 1, and deform it, but probably 3, so I can set it up basically like triple screens. And then by adjusting, obviously you can adjust the distance away to adjust the size. So I'm thinking the shed's going to be about 5 by 7 foot. So what's that, 1.5 meters by 2 and a bit meters. So in theory I could have like a 1 meter screen as one wall, and then bring out 2 sides back to here and project onto those as well, putting the projectors like up on the roof, aiming at the ones they need to aim at. I look like a right weirdo, anyone coming in not having a clue what I'm talking about. Which, yeah, so the projector scheme's quite a good idea if it's not too expensive. If I can get away with like cheap 1080p, or maybe even 720, I don't really know, because a lot of them do be like 720 native, but then we'll upscale. I don't want to go back. I'm not needing like 100-inch screens really. What I want is if I can get it as close to. So if I'm looking there, it feels like I'm in the car. Because I want to build. I've got a Challenger cockpit. I want to build a wooden. Yeah, I haven't got money for alley profile one. Probably build a wooden one, but it'll be solid. Where I'm building a button box. I'm about to build a button box. I'm waiting for my one last part from China, which is the rotary encoders I want to put on it.
The leader's just done a 156.
And then
2-2.
I want to build a cockpit so I can have like my wheel and button box, and then start the screens. I might even cut the screens around the wheelbase and finish them sort of here. Yeah, I just think it'd be really cool. And then I want to build them around that, and then hopefully that would that should give me something to play with, really, but who knows? It's all a pipe dream at the moment. I've got to order the shed yet. The last time I looked, they're on like a 16-week wait, so I better do it soon. Right, let's give the Ferrari a go around Sebring. We'll start with the settings we had for the LMP car. See how it feels.
The white line.
Okay, feeling okay. Oh yeah, no ABS. Don't lean on it too hard. Yes, 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 yes. I really need to stop jumping between... Oh, I haven't switched my scene over, have I? I'm really rubbish at doing that. Let's try and do. There we go.
1-5.
That should pick it up in a second. There we go. No, I mean, the setup I've got right now isn't bad either. Like, it's a 29-inch monitor, but like a 21:9. The cockpit's alright. It's a little bit wobbly on the steering column, but everything else is alright. The seat is not designed for endurance racing, though. Like, definitely not. So if you do, like, try and do a 2-hour race or 2-hour stint, say, the seat is killer. But it's done me really well for like half a year, probably a year I've owned it. Must be a year. It's gone really quick this year. I don't really know, but it's like the next level challenger. So it's like their entry level one. I got it on a fairly good deal last year. It was on sale before all the lockdown and stuff, so there wasn't that ridiculously high demand for stuff, so things were on sale, which is quite good. It might be January, actually. I might have got it just after Christmas. But yeah, I mean, I could still keep using this. I just have to build a sort of almost custom surround for it to be able to get the stuff I want mounted. I've already got like a massive wooden monitor mount screwed to it, and I've actually got my screen mounted a bit too high as well. I was driving in the RCI GT4 League on ACC. That finished on Wednesday. We do a fun one on a Tuesday that I think is like NASCAR trucks at European road courses starting in January, which is quite fun. And other leagues. I don't really have anything going on at the moment, other league-wise. I've got a couple of endurance races to do. But they're not really leagues, they're just one-off events sort of thing. Right. I need to redo some of... See if this force feedback's clipping in a minute. That's the next thing to do. Oh, he's squirrely on the back. I also need to get a proper amp for my bass shakers. Because they only give out a mono signal at the moment. I want it to do like front and back or left and right.
E4.
Oh, miles off pace. Ugh. I need like 4 seconds. No, I need more than that. I need like 7 or 8 seconds. What do I need? It's 158. 2. 5 seconds. 5 seconds I gotta find to be even vaguely competitive.
Sector 1 is 2.0 seconds off the pace.
That doesn't help, does it? We can find some of that though. We're just getting warmed up with the car. Probably have to shift our brake balance forwards. And we're only here to dial in the force feedback as well, really. Which isn't feeling too bad, actually. It's not too heavy. Not too light. Giving out the information I need. The biggest improvement with the Irffb app is the feel for loading the car up. You can feel the car like load and get to its limit.
Off the pace.
A lot more than you can. And I thought Iracing's force feedback was really good. And I just tried this out. Because I've seen a few things about it. And it's incredibly good. Really good. Just takes what was good already and just adds that little bit of extra that you want to it. Which I like. It's a nice feature. Installing it wasn't too hard. You have to install VJoy, but you have to install a certain...
2 off the pace.
It's like
Sector 3 is
a 2.18 version, which works, and a 2.19 version that doesn't. But I think the program works, but it doesn't work with Irffb or something. You don't have to use VJoy. I don't know if it's a bad program to use or not. I didn't really look into it, but it's apparently you get more latency if you don't use it because it has to go through some other way.
Sector 1 is 1.7 seconds off the pace.
So you get a bit of latency in your feedback, whereas this you get like hardly any. Back to the leagues question. So my plan is to run a few more series on Iracing, which are kind of like leagues really. If you start doing certain series, you do get to know some of the names that are in there. Like you'll race the same. I race the touring cars quite a bit, and you find that you get quite a few similar named people there, or people that you recognise from race to race. So it starts to feel like a league when you're doing things like that. But
Sector 2 is 2.3 seconds off the pace.
I plan on doing a bit more race room. I want to try and find a race room league because they do touring cars, and I love touring cars. One of my favourite classes of race. Let's bring that forward a bit. Brake balance forward a little bit. Yes, yeah. The Tuesday ones I try to. The Tuesday ones are a little bit different because I actually host them. So all the physics like hosting is done on my computer, or all the networking is done on my computer. So and it's the same one I game on. And sometimes hosting is fine, and other times hosting is
Okay, Jack, we need to watch the track limits.
a pain in the arse. It can just cause too much lag for the other guys. So I try and stream the Tuesday ones as much as possible, mainly because they're just stupid. Like this last month, we've been doing one night championships. So we pick like a class of car and pick 5 tracks, and we do 5-minute qualifying, 5-minute race at each track, and then points for wherever you finish, and winner's the winner sort of thing. And one guy's won every championship so far because he's the most versatile driver out of the lot of us. They've also been quite obscure cars as well, so we had a good carnage in like Skip Barber's at Monaco. That was particularly fun. I don't know if I streamed that one or not. I might have. Like I say, hosting and streaming at the same time, as well as trying to race, doesn't always work too well for me. Yeah, it was good. I think there was about 14 of us racing, so it's not massive grids, but enough. And because we don't all know each other in real life. I know a few of the guys in real life, and the rest of them I've met just through racing and stuff. And it's but we've raced together for a while, and it's still a good laugh. And like I say, not many of us can go out and do anything at the moment, so
What's your speed limit in the pits?
it's quite nice to have that sort of
108.
one night a week where you're just chilling out with some mates and driving, and we try not to crash into each other, but it's kind of inevitable that we're going to.
100 meters. 50 meters.
Right, how's my force feedback? readings doing? Where's it gone? Where's my mouse? There we are. 0% of samples were clipped. Cool. We did have one guy in for a while. In the first lockdown, he... what's his name? Max. Max something. We called him Max Verstappen because he was Dutch and fast. And his second name did begin with a V, I think, but I can't remember off the top of my head. But he raced in real life. He was a coach at Zandvoort. Not Zandvoort. Zolder. He was a coach at Zolder. And he races like the MX5 Cups and stuff like that. One guy used to do junior stock car ovals in the UK. And a few of them are karting instructors. And then you got me, who's basically driving Miss Daisy on the roads. I don't go over like 40 mile an hour. But yeah, they're all good guys. So a few of them do have real world sort of different levels, but real world driving ability. We've got one guy that joins us that's quite good at the esports side of things. Does quite well in the like competitions. He's not top level, but he's sort of that little run down from the real alien levels. He's very fast though. He's just finished doing a competition on Race Room. I think he came like 35th out of 3,000 people that entered or something. So he did quite well. But no full-time races anymore, I don't think. Hey Andrew, over on Facebook. How you doing? Zandvoort. Do you know what? I've hardly done any driving at Zandvoort. It's on sim. It's one of those tracks that I really should do more of because I quite like. When I have driven it, I like it, but I've never really learnt the layout properly enough to drive it fast. Alright. So it's definitely something I want to do again. Like I want to learn that track because it's on like all the sims I've got, and I just never get round to doing it. Doesn't seem to come up very often in the races I do. So maybe that's something I can look at.
Front has just done a 159.74. Pit exit's clear. Push.
I'm really slow at this track. Maybe I'll look at doing some more Zandvoort soon. Well, they got that new layout on it now as well, haven't they? With the big bank turn that's coming to Formula 1 next year. Is it next year? I think it's next year. Maybe I need to like raise my ride height on this track or something because it's very bumpy. Or soften the suspension, maybe. Need a bloody like engineering background to set these cars up. I can do little bits, but not a lot. Yeah, this is severing. Yeah, I absolutely love this track, but I'm not used to it in this car. I've done quite a bit of it in like GT4s and lower powered stuff on the Sims, so. But the GTEs are a lot faster. To be fair, you're probably going to see us jumping between different tracks and different cars tonight because I'm setting all my force feedback up across the sim, so we're just sort of chilling, chatting. We might even do some proper racing later, but favourite kind of racing to watch in real life? Ooh, I've been a lifelong F1 fan,
E5.
but it being on Sky until recently, I haven't had a chance to watch any of it. And now with kids, I can never get a chance to look at the telly anyway, so don't really get to see any of that. British touring car is incredible fun to watch, and if you've got a day to put aside, and watch it, I don't know if you're where you're based. If you're based in the UK, it's on like ITV4, and they do like whole day is set aside for racing, and you get obviously you get like the 2 or 3 rounds of BTCC, which is always really close racing, and then you get all the sport races. So you get, well, most of the sport. I think they do highlights of one and some are live. So you get like the Ginetta Juniors and NASCAR. Do you know what? I always mock NASCAR. I'm really bad for. I was just turning left in it, but I've done a little bit of it on the game and stuff, and that's it's intense, isn't it? They're so close all the time, like it's incredible. But yeah, F1 is the pinnacle of motorsport, isn't it? But I have started to watch some of the GT Challenge race, the GT3s, sort of 4 or 6 hour races or whatever they do. 4 hours, 3 hours, 2 hours. They do different. It's different every time. I get a bit confused. Yeah, I know NASCAR goes to road courses. I've never really. You kind of just forget that. being from England, we're not exposed to NASCAR at all. Like we don't have we do have over racing, but not a lot. And yeah, we don't really get exposed to it. But the little bits and pieces I've seen, and mainly it's been like in sim, has given me a bigger appreciation for it, for just how close they are. IndyCar is supposed to be brilliant. I've got a couple of friends that go on about IndyCar all the time and say it's excellent, but I have never watched it. Never watched it. I'd like to. Again, to be honest, by the time I get time to sit down and watch it, I normally just jump on the sim and do a bit of racing myself. Because I don't get the chance normally. NASCAR and F1 mixed. What would you do? It would be interesting to put F1 cars around an oval. Maybe. I don't know if that's what you mean. But I imagine a NASCAR's faster than a F1 car anyway, isn't it? In flat out top speed. Not acceleration, but flat out top speed. What are your big NASCAR tracks? Like, is it Talladega and Daytona? Are they your long, fast ones? Because you've got short track and then big ones, haven't you? I'm being a bit ignorant now, aren't I? But still didn't get any clipping in that force feedback. I've literally put it to like its maximum strength, so I don't really know. I'll put the understeer effect on so I can feel that a bit. Maybe it needs some damping. Let's try 60 damping. Slightly different setup on it. See if that rides the bumps a little bit better. It's supposed to do a rebound and all that sort of stuff.
Exit's clear. Don't cross the white line.
I haven't actually set up Motec for Iracing yet, which is a whole nother ball game that I really can't bother to do at the moment. So I was in NASCAR, cut the horsepower down, the cars were going airborne. Yeah, I've seen some NASCAR crashes. To be honest, they don't look pretty. I can see why they would try and slow it down a little bit. At the end of the day, I think safety comes first, doesn't it? It's like when if you watch the, what one was it, Bahrain, with old Roman Grosjean. Like, everyone moaned about the halo when they brought that in, but it saved his life, or potentially saved his life. But I think most of us can agree that anything that improves safety, if it means making the cars slower, make them slower. At the end of the day, as long as the racing's still close, it doesn't really matter if they're going 250 mile an hour or 200 mile an hour. I mean, yeah, okay, some people say, well, the spectacle of it is to get them going as fast as they are, but realistically, you want the race, you don't care how fast it's going, do you? Well, I personally don't.
The guy in front has just done a 2:00.2.
Yeah.
V6.
Haven't they got them, like, devices on them to try and stop them flipping over? Like the flap things that deploy. I don't know what they are, but I presume they would just try and, like, air brakes almost to try and stop them taking off if they have an accident. Probably showing my ignorance. Yeah, so that is what they're for. I presume that's what they were for. I've seen them sort of deploy when people have lost it and spun. Tries to ruin the path of the air over the car. Alright, yeah.
Sector 2 is 1.8 off the pace.
Well, turns out I suck at Sebring. We'll go practice Spa in a minute, I think. That's why I'm racing Spa tomorrow in the 3-hour race. Well, I'm only doing one stint, so it's only like... And I think I've got the last stint, so it'd probably only be like 40 minutes. A little sprint stint, really, for an endurance race, but... Honestly, I can't remember the last time... I mean, show my age a bit, but I'll tell you, I'm 34. I've been watching F1 since, well, I can remember. I saw the Senna crash in '94. I remember watching that live.
I'll delete this lap.
I don't remember anything about it other than I remember watching it and seeing him go into the barrier. He drove a Williams, who's like my favourite driver because I'm a big Williams fanboy. And I remember seeing that, and Grosjean's, I mean, it burst into flames. Like, you only really see that on footage of the old Formula 1, like 50s, 60s, and they used to pile into the barrier and catch on fire. I've not seen a crash that bad in a long time. And then all of a sudden he's just like rising out of the flames, and you're like, how are you not dead? Or at least, like,
The leader has just done a 150.
even if you weren't dead, the fact that you could get up and walk out with just burns on your hands and some bruising is crazy. Incredible stuff. Yeah, what they've done with safety in motorsport is incredible. Alison Dillon Daytona crash. Do I want to? Is it going to make me wince and worry? In fact, do they survive it first? Let me know if they survive it. If they don't, I don't want to watch it. No, sorry, that's the rule I'm going with there. Alright, let's try and actually put a bit of speed on now. We'll see that feels a good day. Relied on the traction control a bit there, but we didn't spin, so because we felt it going. Oh, big lockup. Gotta get used to the brakes and having ABS. It does save you a lot, ABS.
Sector 2 is 1.6 off the pace.
Okay.
Please, Jack.
Walked out there, but it was only the car. Oof. That sounds hideous. Especially when you watch it live, because no one knows, do they? Like, you can hear it in the commentators' voices and everything. No one knows what's going to happen, or if that guy's actually going to walk out of there.
Look out for the pit speed limit. Box in 308.
It's always scary when you watch that. Do you know what sport scares me watching it? MotoGP. That scares me, because them boys are mental.
100 meters. 50 meters.
And like, they're not in anything. When they crash, they're normally sliding along the floor at 80 miles an hour, right for it is. That's crazy shit. Right, did we clip? Opposite samples were clipped. Perfect. So that's that car dialed in. So that felt good. We are literally going to be jumping around a few cars today, getting things set up and sorted out for force feedback. I plan on actually having a bit of a drive in a few seasons in these cars, so I want to try and get at least one of each type in, because I like to drive a multitude of cars. So I want to get, like, I probably want to do a bit of the touring car, some GT3, and either the LMP or the GTE car in, like, the Le Mans series. Well, it's not called the European Sprint Series, or whatever it's called now, because Wambo. That sounds mental. Do you know what? What's it called? Dylan. Austin Dillon. Daytone. That's noisy.
Jr. to the bottom of the track. Junior will win at Daytona. And the big one behind them.
Fuck me. Sorry, language. What was that? Oh, fucking hell. There's literally just the cockpit left.
All the crews getting out to that car to assist these drivers. Thumbs going up from all the crew members, and the crowd roars.
Bloody hell. That's mental, that. How do you survive that? Impressive. Like, impressive car design. That obviously, whatever that cocoons around that cockpit in that NASCAR is good. Quite like this like Stream Beats playlist. Don't know if anyone out there uses. Well, loads of people use it, but like DRM free music. Well, you have to have Spotify. You don't have to have Spotify, but I use Spotify for it. But I found myself sometimes putting on his chilled out one when I'm out on a bike ride or something, because it doesn't distract you with lyrics or anything. Because you came here for the racing content and you're getting music talk, because that's what we do around here. We like to keep you guessing. Let's be fair, with my view account, it doesn't really matter. Just one of them pure luck things. My brother had a crash a few years ago, many years ago now. He was driving down the road and someone came around the corner on his side of the road in a 4x4 when he was in a little Seat Ibiza thing. I don't know if you have them over there. Tiny little hatchback, basically. Head on with a Volvo XC90. It's a big 4x4. Big for our standards, probably not big in America. And he was fine. He had a bit of glass cut, like his hand or something. Other than that, and a little bit of whiplash, but generally absolutely fine. His missus in the car as well. But like, I went to, he phoned home, or where we were living, and said he'd been in a crash. Could we come and pick him up? So I went and got him. When I got there was nothing left of the footwell. The driver's side footwell was up against like the seat, engine to seat. I was like, bloody hell, he must be really hurt. But then he phoned me, so he can't be that hurt. And yeah, long story short, he's absolutely fine. They checked him out at the hospital, make sure he was all good. And we went to pick up his stuff out of the car. They'd taken it to a breaker's yard, and the guy went, "Oh, how's the driver? Like, did he make it?" And we were like, "Oh, he's the driver." And he was like, "How are you walking?" He said, "I've seen cars coming in less of a state than that, and they've been fatal." He said, "You haven't even got a scratch on you." And it's just one of those complete random flukes. He doesn't know how he did it. We don't know how he did it. Just one of them days where something was on his side. So I guess it can happen in real life and racing.
The track temperature is falling. It's now 25
Let's go over to
Celsius.
Computer's lagging like a bitch today. I think I've just got too much stuff open. Like, that can generally go away. quick look at Task Manager, so it's taking up all of it. Yeah, basically Streamlabs and Iracing. No, realistically, I need to get more RAM. Yeah, just whatever happens, you just pray. People are glad, you know. I'm not religious, so I won't say pray, but you know, these things do happen. Right, new Lambo. Around Spa, and then I think we might sign up for a race. In fact, there's a race around Spa in about an hour.
The pit lane speed limit
might do
is
that.
60 kilometers per hour. All clear on pit exit. You can push now.
Cold tyres. Just don't guide it like that on cold tyres. It doesn't work. Force feedback doesn't feel anything like I did when I set it up
Watch the
yesterday.
white line.
Can attack that a lot better later on. I'm going to read that comment in a minute. I saw something about Isle of Man TT and got scared. Force feedback definitely feels different. Let's go see what I've
On
changed.
your left. Clear left.
What's your speed limit in the pits? Box in 330 meters.
Boxes miles away. Talking about MotoGP, it reminded me when Guy Martin crashed at the Isle of Man and I legit thought I watched a man die. But he had to go to hospital and now he's doing YouTube. Guy Martin's awesome.
Meters.
Right. He had a series on Channel 4 over here, which he just basically had to build like the fastest of each. He built like a land speed record tractor and he's done some random stuff. He's just a really down to earth bloke by the look of it. The one that gets me is they survive. Not only do they survive it, it doesn't stop them from doing it again. So it makes sense. Like they'll go out, they'll have like a death-defying shunt, and just be like, "Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'll do that again." As if that just doesn't matter. It's crazy, crazy stuff. Right, I've adjusted the force feedback, brought the strength up a bit. It's weird how it's feeling a lot weaker today than it was yesterday. Across all the cars. I don't know if my wheel's dying or something. Hope not. But it's a possibility, I guess.
Fastest lap for Can, 220.37.
There's a guy called I Can. That's amazing. Can you do that? I can.
Car approaching, watch your mirrors.
Oh no, that feels really heavy. Ugh. Yeah. But like he'll still go out on a bike and go mental. Favorite F1 driver? Right now of all time? All time? Or possibly Jensen Button. Right now, I should say a Williams driver really, so like George Russell, but I don't know.
On your right. Still there, clear right. Right side. You're in the middle. Clear all round.
Yeah, Kimi Räikkönen's probably my favourite on the grid at the moment, just because he makes me laugh. Like, and he's still got talent. Like, he's still capable of driving well, but he just doesn't seem to give a shit, which I like. He's like, yeah, whatever. Getting paid for this. Don't matter if we're at the back or the front. Getting paid to do this and drink. Not at the same time, obviously. Yeah, off track. Always off tracks. Don't need to lift that much through there, really. Just trying to get the car warmed up. Get the force feedback dialed in, ready for the race tomorrow. Or we might do the one later, I'm not sure yet. Pull something out though, because we're not going to be fast. Raikkonen, yeah, he just amuses me, and you can tell that he's near the end of his career, so he gives even less of a shit now. Gained a lot of respect for Jacob. Yeah.
He's done it. 218.37.
When he got that, I don't know if you've seen that they announced today that he got the he got the Red Bull drive, didn't he? So they've got rid of Albon and brought in Perez, which I think's really good. I think that's a great idea. But he's been a really solid driver for ages. When he was a rookie, he was possibly a bit hot-headed, but he's really mellowed out, and he's got that ability to drive stuff really well. Like, he can keep his tyres going and stuff. Outgone, yeah. Stealing that.
Look out for the pits.
Bloody off tracks.
Car right. Clear right.
What'd be interesting to see is what Sebastian Vettel can do in that car. Because it's, at the moment, it's better than the Ferrari. If it drives anything like the Mercedes it looks like, he could do really well in it. I've become a bit of a fan of Seb as well, which I hated him when he first joined.
Sector 1 is 0.8 off the pace.
To be fair, I think I've just mellowed with older age.
18.03.
I'm gonna read that in a minute, man. Just, not enough straights in this track. Completely reinvigorate on Ferrari's career once and for. Yeah, you're probably right there. You are probably right with that. I think it's he's always been one of them drivers that has to have a car that drives how he wants it to drive, hasn't he? He can't. He's not like an Alonso or a Hamilton that can
Just done a
hustle a car
1.23.
higher up the grid than it may deserve. It has to be right, but I mean, his career, Ferrari wasn't getting him anywhere. Ferrari, in a way, ruined his career. So it can't get worse. What you have to remember with that, though, is yes, the car was a dominant car, but he had decent teammates, and also Red Bull have proved that if you haven't got skill, they don't keep you around.
So far, that puts you
If you see how
second.
often they
Leader's pace.
change their bloody drivers. So he has got the ability there, but I think he's a lot more car dependent. You can see it on Sims as well. Like, I can jump in a car that's set up to how I want it to drive and drive consistently fairly well. There could be someone that's half a second lap quicker than me, and I'll drive their setup, and I can't drive it, and I'm actually like a second slower than what I was in my setup. So while they're, and yes, okay, there are theoretically the fastest setups. He's almost a fixed point, but in an overly aggressive setup, I'm slow. And I think Seb's a bit like that. I think he's his car's got to be balanced exactly how he wants it. Get far too engrossed in this Formula 1 chat to watch where I'm going. McLaren and Red Bull should be the teams to watch next year. Do you know what? Could be a really good fight. That could be really good, McLaren and Red Bull fight. It's there isn't much change in the cars, though, so they can do a little bit here and there, but not a lot. Well, they got their development tokens or whatever it is that they can spend. But I wouldn't expect to see vastly different cars next year because of the massive rule change in 2022. I think resources and money
That's your best lap in this session. You're currently 4.0 seconds.
are going to be kept for them.
222.01.
So I think we'll see about that one. I'm not sure. But, so in theory, the running order should be Mercedes, Red Bull, others. I would say that Racing Point probably had the third fastest car on the grid. But I think McLaren had the third fastest driver lineup, as they proved. I mean, Perez carried Racing Point, didn't he? Obviously, Stroll was never going to go anywhere because, well, Daddy owns the team. You're backwards. Ooh. Oh, it's the new Bim Zimmer. I haven't seen the new Bim Zimmer on the track yet.
On your right. Clear right.
I'm driving really slow laps. I'm not really sure why.
Step will be invalidated. Watch the track limits.
Bye bye.
Far right. Hold your line. Clear right.
Alright. Box, box, box.
Left side. Clear left.
Watch your speed. Box in 330 metres.
I don't... Do you know what? I have no strong feeling about Ocon either way. I don't know if he's any good. I don't know if he's bad. I don't know.
50 metres.
And do you know what? That's probably worse. That's probably worse than me saying he's awful or me saying he was brilliant, because he just doesn't stand out. I can't think of anything he's done that was great. And I can't think of anything he's done that was awful. Does that make sense? Yeah. He is just nondescript, isn't he? He's just there's just nothing about him. I don't remember him. I don't recognise to think about him. That's really why it's not feeling different. For some reason it's doing wrong words. But yeah, I'd agree that Ocon is just It's boring, isn't it? It's like when you look back, you think like think of Maldonado, right? Now Maldonado was a pretty awful driver. He was fairly quick in that Williams, and he won a race. He won in Spain, didn't he, or something? But what do we remember Maldonado? Not for winning and not holding off a stronger car for loads of laps. We remember Maldonado because he punted absolutely everybody all the time. And we don't remember him brilliant, like being brilliant, but he's remembered, and I think that's better in a way. I think I'd rather be remembered than forgotten. It's like to the point where there was even a website, has Maldonado crashed today, and it would just be, and you just not going to be like, yep or no. And it was 9 times out of 10 it'd be a yes. Even on the off days, like when he wasn't, when we weren't even a Grand Prix on, it'd still be like, yeah, Maldonado's crashed. But yeah, who knows? I mean, Ocon could do really well. I mean, it wasn't his rookie season though, was it? If I remember, he definitely was
What an absolute idiot.
Here last year. Oh, people are starting to moan at each other. I love it when people start to moan at each other.
Don't know what line that was you were taking, buddy. I thought you were going up the inside and let me through there.
That guy's loud.
You really broke the arm, buddy. I saw it dry.
Options. Sound. Let's fuck the chat down. Do you know what? I don't know. Yeah, Alonso's
Has just done a 218.
even if he doesn't dominate, which I expect he will, you're not going to hear about Ocon still, because it's all going to be about how, if Alonso's doing well, it's going to be how good he is. If Alonso's doing badly, it's going to be, why is he so bad? She should never have come back. So all media is going to be on Alonso. I mean, admittedly, Ocon's probably got it pretty sweet, because no one's paying attention to anything he does. He can have a great race or a terrible race, no one's paying attention. He's not going to lose his job because no one knows what he's doing. I bet they don't even know in the Renault garage. Oh, yeah, Ricciardo did really well. What about the second guy? I've got no idea. No idea where he finished. Could be P7, could be P12. No one knows. Maybe I'm being a bit harsh. It's just because I know nothing about him. I also know nothing about F2. From the people I've spoke to about it, apparently he's pretty good. But he's another young driver coming up into the Red Bull driver lineup. What are they going to do? I mean, he won't get in the Red Bull seat next year, will he? Because obviously they've got Max and Perez. Unless Perez does terribly, they decide to sack him halfway through and do one of their driver carousels again, which is just... Red Bull must be running out of drivers, so they're going to be still having nappies on soon. I mean, they're born in the 2000s now, aren't they? That just scares me. Right, guys, while you're discussing it, I'm going to quickly go and grab a drink, and I'll be back in about 5 minutes or so. Yeah, I reckon you get 10 to 1 on that. What do you reckon you'll get on Perez to beat Max? That'll be the one. Have a think about that. Give me some odds. I'll place a bet.
leader's just done a 217.54. The guy behind has just done a 225.68. The guy behind has just done a 225.00. The guy behind has just done a 223.54.
Well, if you waited, cheers. Right, let's try. Did it say it did? I drive the laps I was driving yesterday. So it's Audi go.
Looks like you're clear on the pit exit.
I will take 500 to 1 odds on Perez beating Verstappen. It's worth £1, isn't it? Or $1. Or whatever currency you're in. Don't need a downshift there. Terrible driving. Understeer. This build of GT3s honestly is really good. I've done a few laps in the Ferrari as well, and that feels really good. These are the only two I own, the Lambo and the Ferrari. I might get the Beamer as well.
B48.
I also just need to get fast. Something I'm also not very good at. One thing I don't know, it's like, are the track conditions consistent across these practice sessions, or are they like generated so they're different? Because when you come on, you think, well, I can't hit the same times as what I could. And part of it is probably because I'm just driving like an idiot. Part of it could be track conditions, you just don't know, do you? Because I never ever look to see if they're the same. Or remember what they are, even if I have looked, so... It's a gear too low, really. I need to use more of the track. That's probably my main problem at the moment. I don't use enough. That was shit. I had to back right out to try and keep it on the track.
Currently 3.7 seconds off the pace.
Yeah, it's definitely me just driving slower. we'll try and remedy that soon. Force feedback feels good though. Maybe a bit heavy, to be honest. Might have to lower it a bit. I think I had it on the wrong setting when I was setting it up earlier, so I imagine the cars I've been through in Dungeon didn't actually work. Bum, bum, bum.
This session, you're now 3.6 seconds off the pace. You've just done a 221.12.
So I was pushing the 219 yesterday. Like really low 20s. Just third lap out the pits now in a row, so they do tend to get a bit better as you go. Get the cars warmed up and into their operating range a bit more. Somehow just about managed to hold that together. Let's see out of that though, didn't we? Have a little system lock there. Didn't have any of this yesterday. Oh, that was a shocking corner. Let's see how this goes. Next up. We'll get better and better, hopefully. See how it goes.
Fastest lap. That puts you 3.3 off the leader's pace.
One more and then we're gonna check to see how the foot, if it's clipping too much, we'll take it down a bit. We've got it set quite heavy, so it feels good though. don't do that. I don't even see these lockups on stream, but every now and then it's something spiking and making it do that. Oh no. Well, if we get out in the race tomorrow, that's gonna fuck us up. It's also ruining my lap times. Every time it stutters like that, throws me right out. Too late. I'd like to see how far you can push that one, but I find myself I can brake too early for that quite often, and it kind of throws things out a bit. And yeah, like that was poor, pretty poor. Slowly getting confident with Eau Rouge as well. That's always a corner I found difficult. Giving away quite a bit of time in that first part of that chicane. I hate that corner. I've never been very good at that one either. That was a gear too far. I need to change that once there. That's where I'm throwing time away doing things like that. Just not thinking. Maybe thinking too much. I tend to drive better when I'm just driving. Right, let's see if we've got clipping on the force feedback.
That's your quickest lap in this session.
Just apply that there quickly. Let's see how we're doing. Let's get out the car for it to register. Lots of clipping. Right, go back to where you were. What were you, about 30 something? And let's try again. Like 30% clip there, so that was never gonna help. Let's see Audi again.
It exit is clear.
That's 60 litres of fuel and cold tyres, I imagine, so this might be interesting. Force feedback was really light as well now. Still getting stutters. Ugh. Don't know if that means we've got to turn down the graphics settings or turn down the encoding on the stream a little bit. Either one. Something's got to go or give. Either he's just turned it on and gone for it then, or I'm really slow through there. These off tracks would be the death of me. Whoa, okay. I see what you're doing. What if there's a way to add weight to the wheel without clipping the force feedback too much? Possibly is, but I'll have to play around with some more settings, I think. Slow through there. Ugh. Bugger. Need a more powerful wheel. Need direct drive wheel, I think. And then I won't clip so much. That's some more rain. It's pretty much as full send as I can do. wonder if it was the force feedback clipping that made it stutter. So I've turned it down and we don't seem to be getting the stutters anymore. And it was happening often enough, I guess, for it to be the force. I mean, it could well have just been coincidence and I'm talking bollocks, but I need to turn it up a little bit, get some more feeling in this wheel, get some more weight on it.
Look out for the pit speed limit. What's your speed limit in the pits? Box in 330.
I'm not very good at slowing down for the pits.
meters.
I think we just missed the race start.
50 meters.
Right, let's have a look. Maybe turn that up, see if that does it. It's all a bit of a guessing game at the moment, isn't it? It's like, does this do it? Does that do it? Until I work out what does what. It's going to be very difficult to know. That's just awful. Well, right, what was I doing? Dialing in this force feedback and trying to get better for tomorrow. It's all fun and games, isn't it? What am I looking for force feedback? Sorry, gone completely quiet there, haven't I? Let's do it. Look at that, like a second off of it.
Exit's clear. Push. Limiter's still on. Disengage it.
It feels weird with the damper set that high. Very smooth, but just like a bit mushy and horrible. We'll see then, let's see how we go. I was imagining the damper would add weight, like, maybe it doesn't. They did explain it a bit on the website, but it's like, it adds a force opposite the sign of the something, and I was like, oh, I don't know what the hell that means. So I'm just going to push the button and see what happens. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like that. Right, we've took the damper down from 100 to 5, and then we've turned the force up slightly.
It exits clear.
As long as I can feel the car loading up, that's all I really want to be able to feel. Like there, you can feel it stiffen up and just get a bit... Oh!
Bad luck, Jack. That was a big one. Are you okay?
Bend it. Completely bend it. I'm not okay. I'm useless. So about 33 is right. That should change the understeer effects. What if we put minimum force up?
There's a car approaching. Don't cross the white line. Watch your mirrors.
Can't cut that when you're first out on track. Stuttering's back. Don't want stutter. Stutter bad. I mean, judging by the little standings table, I'm around where I should be for my I rating, so all hope is not lost for the endurance, right? We're all about the same I rating, the guys I'm going to be racing with, so that helps. Should get a nice average of around 1500 to 1600. Which means we should be placing a split fairly fair to our skill. Now, obviously, my rating is a bit subjective because you could be like 8k in skippies but be rubbish in a GT3 car. So, there is that, but I ran quite a few different cars, so my rating is probably actually a fairly good indication of my overall skill level. I reckon I could improve it if I ran in certain sort of touring car series. If I ran in that, I could probably improve it a bit more. Maybe like Formula Renault. I'm alright in those, in the lower splits anyway. The fast cars are the fast guys no matter what. But thinking of that, still isn't working properly. Can't seem to get the feeling I want in it. But I think we're going to try a different car. Because why not? What we got to race. F3s at Laguna Seca, they could be fun. Is that what I have? Or is that the new? That is what I have. I think. Don't know. See if out, I'll go do some race room. I haven't done race room for a while. IMSA at Watkins Glen. Formula Renault at Road America. Update. Yes. I should download all the updates at once. That would be much more helpful. You know, that requires like effort and stuff. I also really should paint a car. I haven't painted a car in ages. I just have to get one of these ones. Yeah, get the proper livery. Updates take forever. A couple of hours. What time is it? 10 past midnight? Bloody hell. I might call that a day. I might not. It's done. Should we go in the IR2? IR2. Give me all that. Wait, come back. Give me Iracing back. Could play some Sea of Thieves. Haven't played that for a while. Make sure it is a practice session I'm going into rather than right. I don't want to register for that one. I want to be in the European one. Let's withdraw. Bum 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 bum. No one really races these anymore. I don't think. There's been so many like additions to it. Did Iracing just quit on me? That would suck. Nah, so I'm going to open race room for a bit. A very aggressive playlist. Lots of things going on my screen. None of it good. Those. A quick look what's going on in the ranked races today. That sounds like death. Yeah, sport sounds fun round Hockenheim. I don't think I'll get into that though. Let's see. Oh, I will. Try to remember if I've actually driven this or not. Pretty sure I have. I may be wrong. got to open the hub thing that it comes with. What's it called? Dash something. How do I see the desktop? There's a button, so I want to see the desktop in there. Boom! We had some displays. Kick from the server, ping higher than 7, that's fair enough. It was a Brazil server. Okay, let's have a look at what's going on in the real world. I think we're probably gonna call that a day. What's going on? Oh, a little bit funny. Whole computer's like lagging to shit at the moment. So yeah, thanks for coming. Give us a like, follow, whatever button it is you got to push on whatever platform it is you choose to watch. I appreciate it every single way. So thank you.